And many commuters were stranded in Lagos State today as the Joint Drivers Welfare Association of Nigeria commenced a 7-day strike over allegations of multiple and excessive extortion by the Parks Management Committee headed by Musiliu Akinsanya, popularly known as MC Oluomo. And members of the group include commercial vehicles, popularly known as Danfos, and minibuses, locally known as Korope. The drivers downed tool over their inability to reach an agreement with the state government. The group, in a statement by its lawyer, Ayo Ademiluyi, said it had been subjected to indiscriminate extortion and violent harassment by the management of parks and garages in the state. The group alleged that its members lost half of their income to motor park ticketing, adding that they get arrested whenever they refuse to pay for tickets. And for more on this developing story, let's speak with our correspondent, Sarah Yiku. Sarah, bring us up to speed with this development. What's the situation of things with the commercial drivers?
Over the weekend, we had heard that the Joint Drivers Welfare Association of Nigeria, that's JD1, will be going on a 7-day warning strike, which means that they'll be boycotting transport services across Lagos. This morning, earlier, we saw commuters stranded at some points at Bega, which is the entry point to Lagos State. But this could be attributed to some other reasons. Because when we spoke with one of the commercial bus drivers that we saw on the streets, because just around the Ikeja, while monitoring this exercise, around the Ikeja, we saw that there were a lot of commercial bus drivers outside going about their usual businesses. Even here at 7 Up, you can see that there are no passengers, but then there are buses, of course, scouting for passengers. And so the bus driver that I spoke with this morning told me that they were told that the strike would start tomorrow and not today. Although there is no official statement yet from the Joint Drivers Welfare Association of Nigeria, but from the driver's perspective that we spoke this morning, we said that the strike, the warning strike, the boycott will start tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the 1st of November. And so that they were looking at not the end of the month, but the 1st of a new month. And we also gathered, from some bus drivers that there could be conversations ongoing, because if commercial bus drivers should eventually go on strike, it's precious the rippling effects it will have on the economy of a place like Lagos, which is the center of excellence here in Nigeria. And if they go on strike, commuters do not have an option. That's the only option for easy commuting around the metropolis. So it's going to be disastrous if they eventually go on strike. But from what we see around, the commuters that were stranded earlier in the morning could be attributed to the Monday morning rush, because that there is a problem on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. So for commuters coming from Ibadan or Mowe, they had difficulty coming into Lagos this morning because of the traffic along that axis. But from within town, we could see that the commercial bus drivers are going about the usual businesses and waiting for the strike to commence tomorrow. That's the information we got from one of the commercial drivers.
But Sarah, talk to us about first. Is anyone taking advantage of this to increase fares? Because we also, with the report we were getting earlier was that fares have also been hiked. Speak to us about that, and also talk to us about what you know in terms of that dialogue between the parks management and the drivers' union.
From the transport fare, there are different reasons why the transport fare could be hiked. One is traffic situation. When I spoke with a passenger early this morning, she said that she had usually used to spend about 600 naira if she's coming from Mowe to Ikeja here. But now she spends at least 1,700 naira every day just to get to work. And that's under intense, when I mean intense traffic, you could be on the traffic for as long as 3-5 hours. So for our people around here, which is this particular spot, 7 Up, the transport fare to Bega is 200 naira now, because usually it used to be 100 naira, but 200 naira. Some places are taking it for 200 naira, even though there are no passengers on ground. But there could be other factors. It could be because of the traffic situation and the fuel scarcity we experienced last week. So there are other factors, contributing to the hike in transport fare. So you cannot categorically be attributed to the commercial bus drivers strike, because from what I said earlier, the bus driver had said that they were going to start tomorrow. There is no official statement yet, but it's just on-the-ground talks between the Lagos State government, the Parks and Garages Management Authority, and then the Joint Drivers Welfare Association of Nigeria. So there are talks, of course, because somebody wants to ground activities here in Lagos. This is the political season. So there are different things on the table to be considered. And so we'll just wait till tomorrow when we monitor the exercise again to see if the commercial bus drivers will indeed go on strike and boycott transport services here in Lagos.
Like you said, we'll also see if an official statement will be released in that regard. Thank you so much for bringing us up to speed, Sarah, on this issue, and keep an eye on the developments for us. Our correspondent Sarah Ayeko live for us here in Lagos.